Hello, and welcome to the preview of Tips for the Transition. This is a video series that is intended to provide professional women the help and resources they need to get back on track when divorce has rocked their personal world. I'm Maria Tomás-Keegan, and I'm your host, and I'm a certified life transition coach for women with a specialty in divorce recovery. I focused my work on professional women because I know exactly what I felt like when my personal life was shattered by a major life event like divorce. And I still had to show up appearing in control and confident and focused in my corporate career, as well as with family and friends at home. So today I'm launching this video series of expert interviews, which will eventually spawn a monthly newsletter and blog intended to share inspiring stories and practical tips and techniques and valuable resources to help professional women thrive in all areas of their life, at home, at work, and at play. So these are the kinds of resources I wish I had when I was struggling to juggle my own corporate career and my family, as well as big life changes like divorce. So there will be a monthly theme for these videos, for our talks and our tips and our free gifts, which will all support that theme. And this month, the theme is trust. And you'll see how we weave that into the conversation as we move forward here today. So I call this a preview because it's like the coming attractions at the movies. Today I'm going to introduce you to three amazing women, and this will tease you a little bit about the topics they're going to talk about in their upcoming full interviews. And it'll open a little bit of a window into the variety of topics that we intend to cover on this ongoing series. So up first is ShaRon, who is a champion for outstanding family relationships at the Whole Family Coaching, and she's also a very inspirational speaker. She's going to chat with us about the importance of clear and healthy communication while co-parenting. Next, we'll talk with Rasmussen, who is an interior designer and recreation specialist, I love that term, at New Beginnings. Her mission is to help people move forward, and Patty is going to share some of the concerns women have about staying or leaving the family home after a major life transition and how to make it feel like home again. And then we'll meet Victoria Trafton, who left a career as an executive in male-dominated Silicon Valley to work with women who want to succeed in their own business. Becoming a national expert in referral marketing and business networking, she recognizes confidence is the key to corporate success and to growing a small business. So Victoria's going to talk about a subject she's very passionate about, confidence, and going beyond professional confidence. So I hope you can see from this array of beautiful women and topics that we are about to bring some interesting and helpful perspectives to our audience. So ladies, let's get this party started. And welcome, thank you so much for being here and part of this preview interview. So ShaRon, let me start with you. In your experience working with families going through divorce, what are some of the questions that keep the moms up at night?
Thank you, Maria, and hello to everyone. I'm very excited to be a part of your series, offering the foundation for a family that used to be intact and now is restructuring their new venture. Moms have a challenge mostly with communicating with their former husbands. during the marriage, you can probably understand each other. One person does more of the parenting than the other. One person may take the kids out and enjoys that. You have some kind of balance. But once you're in your own home and you become the primary parent, somehow that competition starts to set in. And you judge what that other parent is doing based on what you believe is best for your children. And that creates conflict because they are going to do things differently. They are going to do things from their own skill set, which may be advanced or primary. And your children are going to resonate differently with their dad than they will with their mom. So those are a few things that I offer to parents, moms in particular, to start to reframe their perspective about the co-parenting job they're entering into. A lot of the clients that I work with have teenage children, and teenagers is an attitude. It's not necessarily an age. So you can have an 8-year-old teenager. And what happens with teens is when there is a separated family where there are two different homes, they're not quite sure of their footing in each one. And if moms and dads are not confident, and Victoria is going to talk more about confidence in their parenting skills, then teenagers feel like they need to take control of the family.
Interesting.
Yes, and so we were going to talk about that a little bit more.
Okay, thank you.
And then most importantly is how you feel as a mom. Many of the questions that I get from women who are either in the middle of divorce or even a few years after, their anxiety is, am I going to be a good mom for my children? And the answer, believe it or not, begins with you. Just like on the airline, you need to put your oxygen mask on first because your children will feel your energy.
Right.
They will watch your actions.
Yeah.
And they'll listen a little bit to your words.
Maybe.
So finding your footing and becoming confident is the beginning, along with asking that question. Am I going to be a good mom? Opens you up for new learning.
Absolutely. You know, ShaRon, it occurs to me that trusting who we are and that we are okay and that we're going to be okay comes into play here too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just like going across the plains in America, divorce is a whole new adventure.
It is.
So you would well benefit from learning some confident tools so you can trust yourself.
Yeah, great. I'm so excited about this interview. I can't wait to go into the meat of that with you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ShaRon. Patty, I love that you help women feel comfortable about the decisions around feeling at home, wherever home ends up being. And that's a tough one. I know how disruptive it can be. So what would you say are some of the more important things that women should consider when thinking about whether to stay or leave the family home?
Well, I think the biggest decision they need to make, first of all, is where are they at financially? Are they going to be able to afford the home? You know, did they work prior to their divorce? Where's that shift in their income level? What's going to happen? And I think that's the very first thing they need to think about is financially, are they going to be able to afford the home? So that's going to be like the most logical first start to determining if they're going to be able to stay in this space. If that's what they want to do, if they want to try to stay in this space.
Okay. All right. What else? What else do they need to consider?
Well, I think they need to think about, as far as the trust factor, trust their gut feeling, their intuition. What's their intuition telling them? Are they going to be comfortable in this space? Are they going to be able to make this space comfortable for them after their divorce?
Okay. Now, what if they have kids? How do they work the kids in?
Well, I believe they need to try to create stability for the kids. Their kids have just gone through a divorce too. So I think they need to be the bigger person in the divorce. And I think they need to convey that, be the example to their children, and to convey that they have that confidence in themselves and their skill sets to be able to convey that to their kids and create that stability. So whatever, if they decide to stay in the home or leave the home, they want to create that stability for their kids and make the kids feel comfortable too.
Okay. So how do they involve the right people in deciding what to do? Who are their best advisors, do you think?
Well, I think they need to find someone that they trust, a financial advisor they trust. If they don't have one currently, they need to find a good one, and they need to reevaluate their budget to figure out. That would probably be the first thing that they would want to do.
Okay.
And then along with that, of course, their friends or life coaches like you to help them through the transition and through the space.
And then people like you who help them create that space so that whether they downsize or they stay where they are, whatever the decision is, creating something that they feel supports them and is conveys kind of their essence and that they are comfortable with. I think that's so important. I love what you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, your home is a refuge, and it's,
I call it my sanctuary.
Absolutely.
It really is.
Comfortable and secure in your space.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Patty.
Thank you.
I'm really interested. I can't wait for our interview either. It's going to be fun. So Victoria, let's turn to you. Let's talk about confidence. I know from experience that this can be an elusive quality for women. So tell us, what do you mean by your topic, going beyond professional confidence?
Yeah, Maria, thank you so much for inviting me, because I think being with other women and collaborating is one of the best confidence boosters that a woman could have.
Yeah.
Energy, it is a very special recognition of how we all empower each other. So this is a wonderful forum for me, and I'm thrilled to be part of it. I think the danger in confidence is that it's not a feeling, it's not a personality trait, it's a skill. And on the good hand, you can build it. On the downside, you can attach your confidence to what you do. And in particular, professional confidence, if you have a successful career, you get raised, you get salary raises, you get promotions, you get more responsibility. And when that role changes, somehow you find out that you're really not confident. If you don't have the vice president title, which I walked away from, well, who am I? If you don't work for the big company, well, what is my role in the world? And that will happen when you have a major change, like you leave corporate or you get downsized, or any role. When you get a divorce, well, if I'm not Mrs. So-and-so, who am I? So I think it's an opportunity to look beyond what you can do, because confidence is believing you can do something, which is great. But you have to start learning how to believe who you are.
Yeah. I love that.
Value, not just what you do, right?
Right. I love that. That's so important. So share with us your perspective about the challenges women face with confidence and how it affects their career success.
Sure. I'm really excited to be looking at this topic in today's age where we have neuroscience and we have studies and we have behavioral sciences showing us the difference between men and women. It is not a question of man up. It is not a question of put your big girl panties on. It's a question of understanding how uniquely differently we are wired from men. The same things don't work. So it's a well-known study that 60%, if a man knows how to do 60% of a job, he'll go for it with great confidence.
Yeah.
A woman has to be 90 to 95% sure.
Yeah.
What job did you ever take that was exciting, that you knew how to do it when you walked in the door? It's an extreme disadvantage, but it's a natural reaction that we don't even realize we're pulling back. So that's one of the areas. I think some of the things is we don't have powerful female role models. We don't have many of them. If you are in the role of responsibility, working in a man's world, you act like men. That's what makes them comfortable.
Yeah.
So how do you find authentic confidence? That's when you believe in yourself, when you're truly authentic. And I think the other factor with women, of course, is that we are more sensitive. We are more empathetic. We understand disapproval. We feel it. And studies have also shown that success and intelligence make men more likable. Success and intelligence make women less likable. Seriously?
That
How
interesting.
is that fair? And we care. We're wired for connection. We want to be connected to others. And the hardest thing, I think, is when we don't support and encourage each other. And you feel that judgment by other women who just aren't comfortable trying to step into their own level of confidence.
Boy, we could probably do a 2-hour interview on this subject.
Oh, I have 90 and 120-day programs on this, and it's just scratching the surface. So
Yeah.
it's just that you have lots and lots of tools. It can be built, but it has to be grounded, I think, in interacting with other women, in sharing our journeys, in supporting each other, encouraging each other, and saying, you know what, that was great. Oh, no, it was terrible. I didn't do it. No, that was great. And the more we do for each other, the more we start to build that confidence in our ability to show up in any situation.
And we're going to get into the meat of that when we do your full interview. Thank you so much, Victoria.
Welcome.
All right, ladies, I just want to personally thank you. That I just can't wait for these full interviews. I'm looking forward to the one-on-one, the opportunity to really get into the meat of your subjects and share it with our listeners. So ShaRon will join us in July. And then Patty will follow that, and Victoria will follow that. And then after that, you'll just have to wait and see. So we've touched on the concept of trust today, as we've talked about healthy communication with ShaRon and trusting our decisions about moving or staying with Patty, and how confidence plays a key role in how we trust ourselves. So I think we all understand how destabilizing a major life event like divorce can be to even the strongest among us. And we're all pretty strong women right here. And I know that we've shared those stories. So it can rock us off our foundation. And learning to trust again is an essential ingredient to surviving, never mind thriving. And trusting ourselves first is where we begin. So in that spirit, I'd like to offer our first free gift to our audience. I call them my trust tips, 5 strategies to help you trust your heart again. And you can get your copy by typing into your browser window. And when this video is finished, there will be a link below it. But type in transition and thrive with Maria.com/trust-tips. So transition and thrive with Maria.com/trust-tips. And share your contact information, and we'll send you the download link immediately. So I want to thank you for joining us on this preview edition of Tips for the Transition, where our mission is to inspire women to thrive for life. I'd like to leave you with this thought. Confront each new challenge and choose. Give up, give in, or give it all you've got. I'm Maria Tomás-Keegan. Till next time.